Okay, I need to change the type of that access group. So see, currently like what's happening is actually we have created two separate application. So I have access to multiple uh, applications. So every time actually like delivery is my default. So every time it's actually logging into the delivery first. So but we want to purchase. Okay. So change it to purchase, save it. Okay. And then log off. And again log in with that, it will come into the purchase application now. So we can see that it's comes with the purchase application. Okay, so a person can have access to multiple applications, multiple access group, but one will be active at a time. It cannot be going to access multiple access group. Okay, yeah. So we started with the case. Okay, so if we say purchase. Okay, so I just given you some dummy things on that. Okay, so we're going to configure that in later stage, how we are going to do the other things with the like when we are designing the process and everything. I'll give you some actually like basic good name and actually how we can going to do that. So initially see that like this is actually we have created the initially primary stage and this is the alternate stage. And there is a like alternate stage, you cannot transit anything. And like alternate stage will be complete within themselves, or it can move back to primary stage from that. But in the alternate stage, you cannot move from one alternate stage to alternate stage. It will be like one final stage. But in case of primary stage, like from stage 1, you are going to stage 2, after stage 2 to stage 3. So there is one thing, actually how you are going to do that, like how you are going to do the transition. So it will be automatic, manual, or it is like the end of the stage. So that three things you can mention. So if you say you are in the this stage, you can see that the three options are coming into that, like how you are going to move. Okay, so if you say actually like you want to move it to automatic. Okay, so if you see currently like there is a rectangle shape, so it's not moving, so that is becomes manual. When I change it to it will move to next stage, it will change to the chevron view. Okay, so that actually is moving to the next stage. So again I can go with the stage 2 as automatic, so that also will change the same. Okay, and stage 3, let's say actually I'm making it alternate stage, so that will be shown as a red line at the below. So by looking at the uh, case state, oh not 2, I don't want to make 2 as that one. 3 actually I want to make it a visual the case. Oh, I'm still in stage 2, sorry. Okay. So this is actually like you can see now the shapes are changing with that. So this is actually we call as normal case transition. And alternate stage, if you click onto the alternate stage, you can just make as is a resolution stage or not. Okay. So that actually like you can say shape is alternate stage. Okay. So this is the different option which is actually we normally call as state transition. And if you go to the user action, you can see you can able to add additional process and local action. We'll see about in other classes when we'll talk about more on process and local action. We'll talk on that. And in validation stage, you can see there are two options. So here there is no option to skipping. Actually, like here you can see internal alternate stage. You are not seeing the option of skipping the stage. But in case of primary stage, like based on some condition, you can skip the stage. So here you can write some when rule. So based on that when rule, actually if you don't want, you can skip the same. So that actually we have an option that like if you have designed specific department wise stage, right? So that department need to be done by specific department. So if the department is different, you don't want to do that processing. So that you have, can do that from the skip when condition. Okay. So this is the different options available at the case level. Okay. Yeah. So within the stage, you like in case level, like what we can do is actually we can define processes. And like after the case, within the case, you have the name of stages. Within the stage, you can add the process. So you can see you can have an option to. So first time you need to click it to add process. You need to see it here. Okay. So you need to first click on add process, and then after that you are able to add the process now. So now you can see that the process steps are coming onto that. So here you can just click on got it, then actually you're able to do the adding of the process. So let's say actually I'm just giving the test name now. So in the collect information, uh, so this is the like process has nothing but like how you want to achieve the stage 1. So there is just some logical completion you want to achieve, how you are going to achieve that. Okay. Let's see if you see you do this, then do this, validate, then you send email like that. Actually, like if you say you want to send for approval, like so this is if you can see you can able to. Okay, so this way you can write any number of steps within the process. So case, then we have multiple stages. Each stage consists of like multi-process. So if you say this is one process and you want to write after one other process, so if you say you have two options, you can add multi-process or you can add a parallel process as well. So if you say I want to add one more process itself, so that actually you can see. So you can say process 2. And within that also again you want to do this like that. So same step, it's like what you want to achieve from the process 2. Okay. And see actually for approval, actually say it's like it you have actually how you can go for parallel process. So within that again you can add the process. So if you say stage 2, just name of we have just given stage 2. And if you do the parallel processing, what do you mean by parallel processing is both steps can run at the same time. Need to wait for each other. Both process can run actually like it you say you are sending for approval to multiple department. Okay, one request is going to another department, another request like the same request is going to another department to process on the same case. Okay, so in the same time you want to process on the same case. So that time like the parallel processing can be start with that. So if you say stage 2, process 2. So that's actually like you can write anything in that one. Do this. Okay. So this is actually like you can see in an example what you can do and the different. So what is process? Okay. So process is nothing but is what you want to achieve from the. So like if you say stage 1 is actually like if you say you are doing the candidate interview. Okay, this example we are going to cover. But see if you are doing the collect information for the candidate who is coming for interview. So in that case, like in the first stage, you are going to collect information. Within the collect information, you are going to collect his personal information, his work history, his education history, and if there is any gap in the work or if there is a gap in education, you need to cover everything into that. So you can see process name is collect information. Within that, you have different screen to capture different details on that. Okay, so that thing you can cover in the case design. Okay, so case is again actually like give you the visual representation of your process, like what you want to do. Okay, what are the steps you want to do to achieve the your business process. So the case is the visual representation of your case. Okay, so in the same thing, actually like if you go to the process, you can see some of the options there, like you can see when you want to start the process, and there is a SLA rule associated with that. For every steps, also you have some of the options which is available here. Like, okay, who is going to work on that? What is the case status you are going to set? Okay, and what instruction you want to show it to the user when he is going to work on that. So this is actually like you can set on the when you are working on the each step. Okay, and then actually we'll see how we can going to do in later UI modeling after that. Okay. So
What is
this,
SLA?
yeah, we'll come into that. SLA is the service level agreement. Okay, so if you say each assignment, okay, there is actually like each step is like a assignment, right? So each assignment you want to achieve, right? Actually, like someone need to be done in some specific time. So how you are going to achieve that? Like that need to be done in, like we say you are applying for requesting, you got a support ticket. So if it is like if you're working on a support ticket, if you are an L1, you need to respond in 4 hours. If it is L2, you need to respond in 8 hours. If it is L3, you can respond in 1 day. So that type of like we define the response time, service level on the different type of request. So depend on that, like if you have different tasks, so how we are going to do that task and like how much time it actually should be and must be, and if it is late, how we are going to do that. So that actually like we call it SLA in paper. Okay. So we'll cover that up actually when we go in further. We'll see that one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of the things actually like now if you see it here, okay. So there is two concepts also associated here. Okay, we call as parent case and child case. Okay, the case hierarchy. Okay, so normally like if it is in this case, actually like we have like normal one case. So how we are going to create the multi-case hierarchy? Like you have parent case, okay, and some child case as well within that. Okay, so let's see, you have payment as the purchase is the main case. Okay, within that, now you want the payment as a child case within that. So if you say you can say add a child case type. So if you say I click onto that, so it may ask you new or existing one. So if you say I want to create the existing case type, so it will say that okay, if you want to make the payment, so there is a payment and purchase. So payment I want to make as a again child case of the purchase now. Okay, so now you can see that purchase is coming within the like payment is coming within the purchase class. Okay, so that actually relationship is now created. So per payment is now child case for purchase one. Okay, so what's the difference still come when it will become child? So if you see go to the purchase and if you see the settings tab of it, there are some of the options are coming. So we'll talk about this. Okay, and when we get to know what are the different options, we are getting into the difference on that. Okay, so like we'll talk about all the different options which is available here. Okay, yeah. So when you are doing the case, okay, in the case, so like first thing is the general. So in general, actually like we don't, there are some options which is recently added. You will not find this option in previous versions. Okay, this offline mode. Okay, what do you mean by offline mode? This is actually for mobile. Okay, like if you want to access your case from the mobile when your internet is not there. Okay, and you should able to work on your case, then it will become the offline mode. Okay, this is not for laptop or desktop, it's just for mobile operation. You have created a Pega mobile application. Okay, and if you want to operate your case to be in offline, so you can set it this mode. Okay, so this option was not there in the previous version. This again for the geolocation tracking. So like it will track your location. So that actually like you can say that it will track you like from where you are working. So it's actually like you can for the case when you are working, it's actually sometimes useful to know that where actually like you are working. Actually, it's nearby place, or actually can like if you're field work, so that actually like it will be help you onto that. Okay. So these are the some of the general settings which is available, and when we create the case, okay, when we create the first case, we'll see some new harness. Actually, if you don't want to see the new harness, we can skip this one from here. If you click onto that, the new harness will not appear when we are creating the case. Okay, so let's say like now it should be there. We'll show you the use of that in later case. So if you see, these are the general one, and the action, okay, and your supporting process, okay. So these are actually like what is the thing that, so if you say during the case, some of the things are not part of your case, okay. So if you want to send, okay, you want to send someone email, actually an ad hoc mail. So how you can do it? You have to send some, you want to send some notes, or you want to get some notes to be attached with your case, like you got to be ad hoc. So how you are going to do that? So to support that, actually like if you want to, actually if you have done mistake, actually you have in 3 stage, and from the third stage you want to move back to start of the stage. So stage 1 again, how you will do it? So that things are actually coming from the these two options, actions and the case-wide supporting process. So supporting process, like there is difference between action and supporting process are like action will not change the status or anything. It will be remain on the same place. Okay. But with the supporting process, it will change the status, or it can be a completely new process can be started and can be change the way the case is working. So that's the two difference between action and supporting process. So action will be actually like it will be happening on the same place and the same stage, but process can change the it actually apart from the case itself. So that is the completely different thing. So if you see you are working on a interest like interview case, and most of the time you are not doing face-to-face round. Actually, most of the time you are doing Skype or telephonic. For a specific scenario, you want to do face-to-face. So in that scenario, you should need to know when he's going to do that, what is his timing, okay, and how is which meeting room you are going to book for the interviewer. So everything you need to plan for that. So that you can plan it, okay. Actually for that, you can create a separate process. If it is a face-to-face, you are going to call the optional process to do that. Okay. So that scenario we can go for supporting process. Okay. And actually like okay, and one more scenario seeing background verification, like the person is actually from government agency. So you need the security clearance for your government agency. So that also we can go for supporting process. So we can create a separate process. So if you need a separate security clearance, because if it is not a government employee, we are not going for security clearance. Like if it's from government employee, we want to go for, and we are hiring in a private company, we can go for security clearance. So that is a separate process to get the security clearance for that. So that thing also we can set as a supporting process. Okay. There are different type of attachment category. Okay, so like if you want to attach a scanned document, or you want to attach a PDF for the Word document, okay, if you want to attach, so that you can. So if you say for your like project, what are the different type of, so you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 types of options. So if you want to attach an email, or you want to attach the file, or you want to attach some notes, or you want to attach some URL, scan sort or scan document. So that type of that you can add it into your case. Okay. So this is actually we called as attachment category. So if you say you want file to be attached for your case. Okay. So if you see this one, so that actually like you can say the file attachment will be supported in your case. Okay. Yeah. So email instantiation. Okay. What is instantiation? Okay, what's actually like if you can refer the word of instantiation. Can you even explain me? What do you mean by instantiation?
It's to start, to
Yes,
begin the process.
to begin the process. That's right. So actually, like if you say in OOPS concept, okay, what we call is actually like when we are creating a class, okay, and when we are creating an object, we are calling as an instance. Okay, actually the object what we are going to create from a class normally we call as instance of the class, right?
Yeah.
So so that the theme, the word is coming from there. Like when you want to going to create your case, so you have created your flow. Okay. Now how you are going to create the instance of your case? Like if you are, how you are going to create the task or assignment out of your case. So that term is coming as instantiation. Okay. So thanks, Jacob. So that's actually the word instantiation is coming from that. So if you say actually like there is multiple places and you can get order from the email. Okay, like in purchase, you are getting the order from a email. Okay, there is a website. Actually, like from the website you have integrated. So from the website, whatever that is ordered, it's coming to your flow. So that things we can start using an email. Okay, and it's like we say for interview case, so you got some the candidate profiles in email. So how we are going to process from the email to your flow. So that time you can go for like if you want your case to be created by receiving the email itself. So that time we can go for this option. That usually we call as email instantiation. Okay. Yeah, next is goal and deadline. So goal and deadline is like I already told, how often you want to, like what should be the optimum time to complete your case. So that this is the case level. So this actually like when we see goal and deadline can be in the different level as well. So currently like this goal and deadline is the complete case level. So how soon you want to complete your case. So that is there is two things, good your should be time and must be time. So if it is good, should be time is the optimum time, it's the goal time. You should able to complete that time, the task or assignment, the case within that stipulated time. And if it is the maximum time, okay, so there is some actually like issues or dependencies are there, so it might take some extra time, right? So you should finish that in time, and then you should not take more than that. So you must finish that by some time. So that is the deadline. You should not, you will not able to perform it after that. So that is the deadline. So if you say for in India, if like we are doing the income tax, March 31st is the actual end of the year, right? So that is the financial year. So you should able to complete your all of the financial things by March 31st. So that's the deadline. Okay. And if you're doing it before any time, that is you can able to do it any time before that. So if you say you have set the February as the goal time, so you should ideally be done by February. But if you're not able to do that by the deadline, that is the deadline. So after that, you are not able to do it. So that's the goal and deadline. So if you see for your case, so we can go and set that as well. So you say like in consider goal and deadline. So by default it's taking 2 or 3 days. Okay. So directly we can say that. So the case will take 2 and 3 days for the same. Okay. Yeah. Integration actually we are not covering as of now. Integrations are like some of the other things. It's the higher concept. So I'm not covering it as of now. Okay. The next thing is called as locking. Okay. So what do you mean by locking concept? So locking, why you need locking? Okay. So if you say you are working on a case, right? Actually, I talked about the parallel processing sometime back, right? So if you say you have the same case is assigned to 5 people, like 5 different departments, right? So at one point of time, only one can work. Like it is a parallel processing, but the case is actually like if you say you are updating the case, right? So if someone else also is updating the case, right? So if I click save, see my changes might get not saved, right? So you need an exclusive control on the case when you are working on it. So when we actually talked about the rule, so it's the same way actually like we need locking concept in the task and assignment also, like in the work object ID, whatever the case we are going to generate, normally that is actually we call as work object. So we need to get the locking onto the work object as well, right? So there are two type of locking available in Pega. We call as default locking, okay, and there is actually one more new locking is called as return optimistic locking, okay. So there is actually like uh, default locking and another is called as optimistic locking. Okay. So what do you mean by default locking and optimistic locking? So you can see that there is actually when case is open. So as soon as you open the case, you click onto the work object, it's open for you and you got the locking on that. Like you have got the exclusive control on it. So that is the default locking. Okay, and there is actually default time period, like how long the lock should be there. So if you say you have opened the work object and you are not working on that, so that time someone else, if it is like, so that actually like by default is the 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, the lock will be auto released. Okay, but if you say something actually like if you say you want to refer a case, you don't want to update a case. So this is the by default locking. If you want to update the case, if you open the case, in that scenario, you will get the exclusive control on the case. But let's see, actually like there is a case which actually you want to refer to process the new case as well. And in that time, and someone else want to also refer that. So that like two person want to refer the same case. So what will happen? So actually anyone can open the case at a time, right? Actually like if it is the default locking, no one else can open the work object. So that is actually the new locking, the optimistic locking. Okay. So in this scenario, what will happen is the lock will be not acquired when you open the case. So multiple people can open the case, okay, and one can take the action only. Like what do you mean by action? So there will be a submit button will be there. So if you click on the submit, on click of the submit only, you will get the lock on that time and your changes only will be saved and it will save, say a warning to others that okay, this case is updated by that person. If you want to update that, you need to refresh your case. So they will get a warning message in their screen. So in that scenario, multiple people can open the case, but only one can take the action or one can only submit his work. Other will get the error that if they cannot proceed on the same case, they need to rephrase the same. Okay. So this is actually the difference between the default locking and optimistic locking. Okay. And the notification wise, actually like if you say uh, the two type of this one, actually like for push notification is just for mobile. Like this is for the case level. So if you something gold time is, so if you say you play games in mobile or in WhatsApp or actually Messenger, like someone is send the message in the your front window, you got the message, right? Notification. Like your someone is attacked you or someone like you someone has sent a message to you, right? That will become as a pop-up in your front screen itself, right? So that type of picture like we call as push notification. So Pega has that features also, like someone has changed the status of your work object. So in the mobile, you will get that message. Okay, the case this number is changed, or is actually like push or deadline is coming on to that. You want to work on that one. So that type of the thing you can set at the mobile level. So that actually we call as push notification. Okay. So that also we can able to do that. The next is actually we call as work parties. So what is work parties? See, actually using the case, we are doing the work. Okay. So who are actually all are interested in your case. Okay. They are the work parties. So like one will be the customer actually for whom the case is raised. So he is the customer for your case. And someone is going to work on your case. So that will be like he will be going to be the owner of your case. So that will be some case worker is going to work on your case. So he is going to be the owner of your case. And there are some other person who will be interested in your case. Like they are not going to involve directly in your case, but they need to approve, they need to review, okay. And there should be something other things. Actually, just they want to know what the outcome is coming, okay, for reporting or anything. So there will be interested parties. So there are the three type of the mainly like we are creating the work parties. You can create your own work parties as well. So depend on your case, you can create multiple work parties as well in your case. So this is actually we call it as work parties. Okay. So customer, owner and interested. Okay. Specialization, it's like is an advanced concept, so I'm actually not covering it up. So this is like a advanced concept in Pega. So that actually okay, we'll not able to talk on that one. Okay. Specification, actually like what are the different specification you are going to add into your case label. So this is actually your functional specification. Okay. So that actually if you want to relate your case with the specification, you can able to add it here. Then next is actually we have track duplicate. Okay, what do you mean by track duplicate? So let's say you are going for an interview, right? You are hiring candidate. So you got email based instantiation, right? So what you like you got the same client profile, like same candidate profile from 5%. So are you going to create 5 cases? No, right? You are not going to create 5 cases for the same person. So like 1 will be only active, 4 will be marked as duplicate. So to try with that, actually like this option is used. Like how you are going to match the duplicate onto that. So this is actually we can write some logic. So that will be going to check that if the case is already created or not for the similar information. So that we can going to use the track duplicate one. Okay. So this is actually again the advanced concept, how we are going to do that. There are some other advanced rules are there, cache match rule, okay, track duplicate smart saves to do that. Okay, so at the initially period, you don't need to worry about this one. Okay, this is the advanced concept. So this during this course, we are not going to cover that one. Just of the concept wise, actually I explain that part. Okay. How we're going to do the practically is required more advanced knowledge on it. Okay. The next is actually called as validation. Okay. So validation is actually very much important in actually in any business process, how we are going to do your validation. So in case of case, actually we have two level of validation. When you are creating a case, what are the, like if you say you should have some mandatory fields defined, right? So when you are creating a case, what are the different validation you want to put onto that? Okay. So in the case level, we have validation actually happen in different level. Actually, this is actually we are doing it in the case level. Okay. So other validation which we are going to do, that will be covered in separate session. Okay. This validation we are going to cover only the case level. So when you are creating a case or when you are saving the case, okay. So it's going to create a validate rule in the behind of the scene. So when you are creating the case, it's going to add a on add validate rule. When you are creating the save, it's going to create a validate rule. Okay. So if you say when you are converting configure, it will going to create a on add validate rule. Okay. So like if you say case, you are going to create a that rule. So I'm just created the dummy rule as of now. So this is like you within that you can able to do that, the validation. So that two type of validation, when your case is getting created, when its case is getting saved. The name should be same. Actually, you should not change the name of it. Okay, by default it's taking the same name to execute the same. So you should not change the name of it. So it should be the on-add and it should be the name as validate. So this is one of the limitation. When the case is getting add, it will going to execute the same rule. Okay, so which is by default it's configured within the Pega. So you cannot change that one. Okay. So this is the different features available in the setting types of your case. Fine. Any question?
So far so good.
Okay, thanks Jacob. In your version of the case has been saved by the administrator. Your changes not be not saved. Click on refresh to proceed. Why this message? Like I'm the only person who is working on the case. If I refresh, actually most of the information might be.
Mukesh, can you also open the data model and the views tab just to see what is there?
Currently, like there will be nothing in that. Okay, this is actually like, this is actually again in the 7.2.1 only it started. Okay, there is nothing in this moment in this.
Okay, and data model, we link any
Yeah, we are going
data.
to cover up. Data model as like we are going to cover in later. Currently there is no field associated here. What are the fields you want? Actually like that will be going to cover in when we are going to cover the data model part of it.
Okay.
So in earlier version, like before 7.1.9, the look and feel was not like that. So only there actually you have the views also not there, data model is also not there. So you will see only the life cycle and the settings tab there. So the case actually like whatever you are seeing it here, in every version, right? If you see 7.1.2, 7.1.6, 7.1.7, 7.1.9, the case is changing. There are changes, there are a lot of changes they are making in the case management, like how you're going to create case. So they are making more changes in these versions. In the case, actually case is drastically changed when they introduced case management in Pega 7 and the current in 7.2.1. So there was a lot of changes happen in between. No other rules were changed that much, but case management, they are putting a lot of efforts on that one. So if you say like, I don't know, but like if you are going to actually work on Pega application, you might not work in this current versions. You might get some other versions. So there, what I'm talking it now, it may be different from the what we are seeing in the latest versions. So that is really one more sincere advice. So when you are working on like Pega, don't worry about the versions, which version you are working, okay? Because you need to know about the concepts. What is the concept behind it? Okay, what is the case, what is the stage, what is the process, what is the steps? It might be different in 7.1.2. It might be different. It was not there in 6.3 like that at all. Okay, in 6 versions, there was not much concept on the case management. And in 7.1.6, it was different. 7.1.9 is different. 7.2 is different. So only thing is like when you are working on case management, you need to like any Pega rule, okay, you need to understand the concepts behind it, like why we are using it, like how you are going to do it. You will get to go to help of that. You can get to know how you are going to do it in that version specific one. So you should be clear on the what exactly specific rule is and what are the different features available for that rule and how we are going to use that. Okay. Yeah, then if you can see there you can see that view legends. Okay, so that's the same which will explain the primary stage, resolution stage, alternate stage, automatic transition, manual transition. You can see it here. Okay, and you can see that the parallel, when it is parallel running, so it's the parallel word will come in between. In earlier days, actually there was two blue line is coming. Actually currently there was no word as parallel. In previous versions, it was displayed as two parallel blue line. Okay. So here actually if you see there in the stepwise, you can see assign a task such as collecting information to the user, and there are some other things also you can see it here, right? So that thing are actually nothing but smart shapes. So if you see there, if you go there, and if you see actually like here actually include the approve and reject. Okay, so you can see there is another rejection comes into the alternate stage. And if you go to the more, you will see the three options there. So you can include any existing process, okay, and if you want to do any user actions, so if you want to resolve the case, change the stage, okay, you want to edit the details, you want to create some ad hoc task, you want to adjust the goal and deadline, so that thing are some of the predefined user action you can able to do it. And if you want to some utilities, smart shapes, so there what actually like utilities wise, so if you say these are actually if you want to do create PDF, you want to persist the case, okay, you want to send email, you want to update the case, you said that I told out the duplicate search. So there are some of the rules if you want to do, you can able to do that. So if you say from here, I want to send email. Okay. So that actually you can see is coming on that. So one more utility, say if you say you want to convert create PDF. So it will convert the current section into a PDF format. Okay. So current like which section you want to convert as a PDF, you can able to do that directly. So this is the create PDF smart shapes. Then if you want to send email, push notification to your mobile, you have push notification. So whom you want to send the push notification, you want to send it to application, access group or individual, you can check it out. Okay, so this is actually you can see the different badges as coming with the different smart shapes. So if you see here, you want to call another process. Okay. So currently, like we say, there is no process is coming onto that. So if you say some of the bigger, it's actually listing the process within the same class. It's not giving the which is the process which is available in current systems. So it's not coming as of the now. Okay, so this is the way we can going to use the different process onto that. So this is the different information we should know about in the case level. There is actually one more thing, the change stage, right? So we have like in change stage you can get it from two places, and either you can get it. So now from the change stage I can move to here, I can move it there. Okay. Why select is like that? It should become as utility. Oh, I think there is two difference on that. If it is a user action, it will be coming as a green action. You need to provide some actions on that, but when I'm using from the utility, it's coming in the orange color. So from here, if say I want to move to the alt stage 1, I can do that. So if you see from this select stage, I can go wherever I want to go, I can go with that. So if you say alt stage 1, and I'm closing all the open assignment. So change states, smart shape is used to move between different stages at any point of time. So if you can want to go to the next stage or you want to go to the any specific stage, you can able to do it. Okay. So the whatever the things you are defining is a process, right? So internally that is a flow. Okay. Each of them are the different flow shapes within that. So if you say this stage 2 process 2, right? So if you see that, if you click onto that, you can see open process. So it will going to open the flow rule internally. So if you say I click onto the open process, oh, actually I think this is actually this phase. Let's see, rephrase the same. Yeah, I was actually aware of that. It's doesn't save that details because when we are clicking onto the settings tab, we save the case. So that view of them are not saved on that one. Okay. So this is some of the issues actually we need to take care of that when we're working on Pega. When we are working on this life cycle, click on save to save this tab. When you move to the setting tab and you have not saved your stage 1, so that actually what happens is actually it's remove the changes what we have done, unsaved changes in life cycle 1. So if you click on save now, and if I make changes to the life cycle 1, so that changes was not saved properly. So this is one of the within the issue within the Pega. Okay. So this time it will save that because we have made the changes here. So now if you see go to the stage 1 and it's going to create a, you will going to see the open process from there. So normally like it's a flow rule. Okay. So we'll talk about this flow rule in tomorrow's class. Okay. What is the flow? What are the smart shapes? How we can going to differentiate the different type of flow. We'll talk on more details onto the flow part of it tomorrow class. Okay. So this is actually internally what we are going to create it here, that become the flow for tomorrow, flow rule. Okay. So that actually we are going to create it tomorrow's class.
Tomorrow is a flow chart, huh?
Yeah, you can say actually is the flow chart.
Okay.
So it's not actually flow chart as that. So you have very limited options here.
Okay.
You have just start, end. Okay, if you see start, end. Okay, assignment, utility. That's it. Actually, you don't have much options as yeah. You can say as a like in the flow
We got
chart.
vision too, though.
Yeah, that's actually we can say as a flow. Yes, because that is the logical wise we have some more shapes in that, but here is the we have limited shapes. So we have this 6 saves, and we have some smart saves. So whatever you have seen that is a utility, right? So all are actually nothing but smart saves here.
Okay.
Okay, and there are some advanced saves, so that is actually like required for advanced things. Actually, like it's not required for initial days. When actually I'll talk about this one as well when we in the tomorrow's class.
Streamlink.
Yeah, Simlane, before when we was Pega 6 was there, Pega 5 and Pega 6. So how you are going to define your business process? We are defining in a Simlane. But when the case management is came into the picture, Simlane is not used that much.
Okay.
Yeah. In earlier days, like in Pega 6 and Pega 5, when the case management was not there, we are designing the the complete business case user story in a Swimlane.
Okay.
But now actually the Swimlane is reduced. Actually, like they're not using Swimlane that much. Okay, so we're going to continue again on tomorrow morning with the flow rules concept. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.